It's Q2 earnings season and we started already with the banks, but the analysts on Wall Street are very undecided how the stocks will perform, and they are so undecided that the worst and the best estimates are so much apart. Since 13 years we didn't had this phenomenon. So welcome to this vlog and smash the absolutely everything out of this like button. I highly appreciate this for all of my videos, and I want to dive directly into it because the experts on Wall Street are saying that they believing that about more than 40% will be downgraded from their earnings that they saw a year ago, and from revenue wise even 11%. And there are sectors that are a little bit worse, right, expected, and there are sectors that actually are better. We will talk about all of that. We will talk about also a small calendar who will give us earnings, because there are so many earnings out there. We will look into Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, all of this earnings that I'm super pumped about, and we will talk also in this vlog what I personally think about the earnings. But let's dive first on about some expectations. Now, you need to understand that the expectations on Wall Street are very low, because obviously they will say, okay, the Q2 was actually a quarter where everything was closed for a certain period, and companies that are over delivering, like for example Tesla with their delivery numbers, can absolutely explode their stock, guys. Okay, this is a huge opportunity. This will show us which companies are handling the crisis very well and which are proven to us to have a great management, a great product, a great distribution concept, a great sales, marketing, whatever it is. If they surprise us positively, then we will see a lot of stocks popping out. Now, we saw already the first earnings releasers, which is traditionally the banks. So JP Morgan, Citibank, all of that, they had fantastic numbers for the trading, and that's normal for banks, especially when it's going up and down. Investment banks are making a hell of money, and you can always imagine when we have very volatile stock market periods that those banks are doing very, very well, guys. And those are the banks that showing us first how the market could look like. Obviously banks need to put a lot of billions aside for the crisis, and then we will have more and more companies out there that delivering us some earnings results. And let's dive into a small calendar to see who is when. Okay guys, so this list right here is showing us some of the upcoming stocks Q2 releases that I'm looking forward to, and I will tell you exactly why. So here we have, for example, Snap on the Tuesday on July 23rd, and Facebook just a day later on July 24th, which both are in the social media scene. I'm quite interested how the missing ad revenue will impact the stocks quite significantly, and on other side how the overall more consumption will bring the stock up. But I think it will be more negative than positive, so I would expect that those stocks can be a little bit cheaper after the earnings. Then we will dive directly into the big guys. Okay, we are talking here about Google, we are talking about Amazon on July 25th, and Intel, the chip giant. Amazon, I think, will absolutely blow everyone away. I think that Google will have some difficulties because they raised actually after the earnings Q1. As I remember, I did this live here on my channel, so subscribe if you are new here. And I believe that Google will have a hard time because so much revenue is missing. Amazon will absolutely crashing it. Then Twitter, same, dance with the social media knife over the next couple of days. Then we will have Apple on end of July, 30th of July, we will see what Apple have done over the last couple of weeks. Then we having Walt Disney on the 6th of August. I think also Space, so Virgin Galactic, is on the 3rd of August. This will be some very interesting release, especially, you know, as a Virgin Galactic shareholder, I love to hear, and this is something very important, guys. If you are watching or listening or investing in companies, make sure to listen to the conference call. It's so important. You get so much information out of it. You see how the management react on questions of the analysts of Wall Street, and then you can see, you know, which direction they are thinking. Some questions are maybe answered in a very, you know, sandbagging way. Some questions are answered to be as good as possible or sound as good as possible. So this is something very interesting. I think also that interesting will be Activision Blizzard on 8th of August. We will see what the game industry, the esports are doing. I think they are pretty much, you know, doing very, very well. I think the next one that is maybe a little bit exciting here as 15th of August, the Nvidia, right, doing now partnerships with Daimler, for example, to push their self-driving chips, to push their infotainment systems. Then we have some Chinese companies here mid of August with Alibaba and Baidu. And yeah, I think that's, you know, a very, very exciting end of July and beginning of August. This will be the 2-3 weeks that I will be very focused on. And we see now on some companies that, you know, brought up bad numbers already, that actually the stock market is saying, you know, I got you, and what does it mean, and which mindset you need to have for the Q2, all about that in the conclusion right now in this video. So in the conclusion of this video, I want to tell you two main things, two giveaways now if you are made it so far to the end of this video. But before that, I would like you to ask you to check out, if you haven't done yet, to maybe the best and most exclusive experience here on the stock investing world on YouTube. Just press the join button below all my videos, then you will get the membership to support this channel, to get access to our Discord, or get even one-on-one with me to discuss ideas, stocks, and everything. I think there's no better experience out there in the whole investing world on YouTube. It doesn't matter if you're starting, doesn't matter if you have a multi-million-dollar portfolio. I'm here for you and with you. I'm super happy that we have this community out here. But let's dive into the two takeaways. First of all, and this might be a little bit shocking, but you know, sometimes I like to be very directly to you. I think that the Q2 doesn't matter at all. Now, this sounds a little bit crazy, but think about it. The Q2 will be pretty bad, right, from the numbers. Like for most of the companies, it will be catastrophic, one of the worst Q2s ever. But does it care? It's in the past, right? So most of the companies will say, wow, this was such a bad quarter. And even they will maybe put some bad things into this quarter so they can be even looking better in the next quarters, because it's a quarter where you know, it's like a bath. A free bath to let go all your negative things, and then you focus on the positive things. And I think that most of the companies will say, well, we had one of the worst quarters in our company history, but we actually doing much better right now. Okay, we are seeing growth that is, you know, let's say we lost about 50% of the revenue, but then jumped, you know, 100%, which is still like 25% less than they had before, but still it's those recovery thoughts. It's that, you know, it's getting better that will push stocks further up, okay? And second, guys, and this is something that it seems most of the bearish people don't understand right now, why the Nasdaq is doing so well, because we are in a health crisis that accelerates the digitalization. So companies like Apple, companies like Microsoft, those companies, Amazon as well, will have massive quarters. Especially companies that are really in the digitalized age will benefit hugely I'm talking about Netflix, guys, okay? I'm talking about the future car companies. I'm talking about the future phone companies. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So as you can see, those companies will do well, and therefore we will see higher prices in the Nasdaq. Those companies are heavily weighted in the S&P 500, which will bring also the S&P 500 up, and people will be out there and will say, I don't get this, okay? And I hope that you enjoyed this video, because you will get it. Why does this? And therefore, remember, there's two things. The Q2 will not matter that much, okay? Even though it will be, maybe in the news, a very bad quarter or a good quarter, however, whatever the people want to focus on. And on the other side, you will have the companies that are already digital, that are already ready for the future, that will just absolutely make insane jumps, that is actually benefiting from this health crisis. That everybody stay at home, that everybody order online, spend more time at home, and so on and so forth.